have a mild obsession with my hair, but it's not quite in the way you'd expect. To tell you more about my relationship with it, I have to take you back to the young woman I was at the age of 19. It was about this time that I donated my hair for the first time. I knew hair donation was a thing, so I figured, why not? To my surprise, all 15 inches grew back in just under 2 years. So I donated again. And every 18 to 24 months after that, I donated again and again and again. Simply because I could. And that is when my obsession began. I became obsessed with taking care of my hair to make it the healthiest it could be for each donation. It's not colored or treated, and I don't use blow dryers, flat irons, or curling irons. The hairstylists who cut my hair for donations always tell me it's the healthiest hair they've ever seen. When I was diagnosed with triple-negative breast cancer in 2015, the amount of information that came at me was staggering. Chemotherapy was the first part of my treatment plan, and it was going to start very quickly. Just before chemo started, I vividly remember a conversation with my friend Maria, a hairstylist and a survivor of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. She asked me some very simple questions. Hey lady, what do you need tonight? Some tea, a hug, some whiskey? That was followed by, hey, what can I do for you in the next couple of days? I set down the phone, grabbed a ruler, and I measured my hair from scalp to tip. I picked up the phone and said, you gotta shave my head, like now. My hair is just long enough to donate, and I can't let it go to waste. Within the next couple of days, with my family all around me, we shaved my head with clippers and sent my hair out for a donation. It was my 9th. I loved my shaved head, and I loved being bald. But that didn't stop the feeling of sheer panic and guttural tears the morning my little stubbles began falling out in the shower and went sliding down the drain. Losing even that tiny bit of hair was still a very real moment in my cancer experience. Because I loved my newly shaved look, the emotional gravity of actually seeing my hair fall out was something I didn't expect, and I wasn't sure how to cope with it. Having cancer, Having cancer brings a lot of research into one's life, and I've spent many sleepless nights internet surfing until the wee hours of the morning. I researched anything and everything cancer-related, but to my surprise, when I looked up chemo hair loss, there was hardly anything. And YouTube has everything under the sun. But finding women having open and candid conversations about hair loss was almost non-existent. I found women shaving their heads just because, and I found women showing their hair falling out in clumps from the chemo. I even found a factual and clinical approach from a doctor, but there was nothing empowering and nothing that could tell me how to care for myself. I knew all about surgeries and portacasts and the composition of each of my chemo drugs, but when it came to caring for my bald head, I was on my own. As my dark stubbles were falling out, my head started to look really patchy, kind of like a mangy mutt. It was time to shave my head with a razor. Since YouTube was no help, I decided to reach out to a couple of bald pros, my cousin Albert and my daddy-o. Both shave their heads with razors, and they jumped at the chance to help me shave mine. Albert shaved his head side by side with me. He would stop, check out my progress, and give me tips along the way. Hey, don't forget to fold your ear over. It helps get behind it. Mia, put your head down. It's easier to get the back of your neck. It was really great to have two special men in my life give me a one-on-one tutorial, providing me with tips I would have never known otherwise. It was also a wonderful way to have the men in my life help me during my breast cancer experience. During my bald days, I conceptualized a project for women. During my bald days, I conceptualized a project that would empower women facing hair loss, and it would help them get through their own experience. Creating those videos is my second act. I put this project on hold until my hair was long enough to be the model myself, and now it's time. The videos will include a panel discussion of women who chose different paths with regards to their hair loss, what they chose to wear in public, and how they dealt with baldness, both emotionally and physically. Following that will be a demonstration on how to prepare your hair for donation, how to shave it with clippers, and then I'll finish with a razor. I'll share all of those great tips from my cousin and my daddy-o, and I'll share my experiences all along the way. Whether women are getting ready to start chemo or are actively going through it, this will be something that tells them, you're gonna be okay. It grows back. Baldness is nothing to be ashamed of. Here are some options from real women just like you. You're beautiful. The Bald Project, as I like to call it, is my dream for empowering women and will give them tangible information to help them through their experience. I am actively searching for the right people to help me bring my second act to life, and I can't wait to be bald again.